Yo, what is up, guys? Your boy Venu, giving you UBC week number 6. This week we're going against the Phoenix Sunfloras. Apologize for the last video for not having the commentary because I've been having like errors in like recording because of this application, but I'm not gonna get too deep to that. So I'm just gonna be really quick on the team building and stuff. I'm not gonna take way too long. By the way, this is the first time that we're fighting someone from the different divisions. So we're fighting against Rizzy Power, or we like to call Rizzy, which is actually a pretty good battle. His team consists is Mega Dancy, Kieran Black, Lucario, Melwack, Electrivile, Lightning, Skuntank, Superior, and Skarmory. And UC, by the way. So already looking at his team, he has really solid hyper offensive. Defensive wise, isn't really the scariest. I feel like his team is very more hyper offensive. He doesn't really have that much defensive on outside of UC. Some maybe Dancy if he tried to run defensive Dancy, Spadef, Melwack, or Skarmory. So I'm gonna be really quick with this building. So before we start the actual match, right off you can see from here is we are running Minikyu, and I'm finally not running red card. I'm just can't stress that enough. I'm sick of running red card on every single time. It's sometimes becoming a really much of an annoyance. It doesn't really cost me game, it just becomes really annoying when it doesn't work all the time and people expected it. So we're running the standard set, except this time we're running Light Orb. Minikyu really does offensively well against his team because the only parry resist he has is the Skarmory and the Alolan Melwack, which the one that doesn't really want to come on Minikyu because it doesn't want to take on Shadow Claws. So we're running Lumberry, we're not running Z, we're gonna run Flame Flare, Giga Drain, and HP Rock. HP Rock is obviously clearly for the Melwack. It's definitely have a chance to kill unless he's like Mass Spadef. That's the only way he can, which I don't think he's gonna run Mass Spadef on a Melwack. Because Mass Spadef on a Melwack does only stop Tapu Koko, which Tapu Koko does have a way to play around with against this team, but I kind of wanted to start using my other mons. We're going to start bringing back Empoleon. This time we're running Spadef Empoleon, as Spadef Empoleon is a good check to Diancie to check for up powers. It's not really a good check to Kieran Black because Kieran Black, of course, can run Mist. It also can be a really annoyance to Superior, even though Superior can set up Leaf Storm, it's not really a big issue. So we're just running the standard set with Shucker Berry just in case he brought like up-powered on Kieran and his Diancie, just so we can easily cushion the damage and be fine. We're going to be on Fat Venusaur, Mr. Fat Boy. This time we're running the physical defensive investment, max HP, max defense with 4 in Spadef. This is already clearly a good set because it's very extremely bulky. Nothing really wants to take this thing on. Venusaur has been doing pretty well for the entirety of the season, surprisingly. It's probably one of my most surprised used mon that's has been doing really well. Knockoff obviously knockoff items, select off coverage, and Giga Drain, just Giga Drain synthesis. So we have Choice Band Scizor, running max speed this time because we need more speed on our team. Because he has a lot of hyper offensive. Hyper offensive is pretty going to be devastating versus my team, so it's going to really break my defensive cores very, very well. So I have to be very, very careful with how I use this mon. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Just a nice sweep. Pursue is nice if just in case we get trapping his Melwack at the right moments, but I don't think he's going to let his Melwack. He's probably going to stay in the Melwack a lot, so that's perfectly fine. Super Power is nice to deal with the Steel types, just in case the Skarmory does not die. Actually, no, I changed it to knockoff. I don't know why this thing has pursuit. That's actually an error of my part. I don't know why the fuck they did that. But it should be knockoff, not just fucking pursuit. I don't know why I had that still. And then finally we have Choice Scarf Flygon, Fire Punch, Outrage, Earthquake, and Newton. Obviously this is probably one of my best. It's gonna be my best Scarf usage right now. It's nice because Flygon actually really does damage his team with Skarmory around. Scarf Flygon really does. Any Flygon variant like DD or anything can actually break his cores very effectively. And if I was running DD, I would have a chance to actually break his team. But besides the point, Flygon has some pretty good versatility against his team. He doesn't really have not really much ground resist. Outside of UC and Skarmory, so he's only going to bring probably 1 and Superior, which Superior is very going to be easy to like pretty chip because we fought so many Superior, we know how to deal with it. And that's pretty much it. We're just going to be short and sweet and quick into the battle. He did pretty much brought every single thing that I knew he was gonna bring. Like, I have a feeling I knew EmpowerX was gonna come in because EmpowerX can check the Charizard Y, it can check the Volcarona, and it can check the Tapu Koko with ease. Kieran Black is just there because it's one of the only ones that can blink from disguise. I'm not really scared of Kieran Black, honestly, because I do have ways to take it down. With Scizor and Mimikyu, I feel confident taking this thing down. Superior is all based on just don't let it set up and then you should be good. Just don't let it have too many opportunities to actually do really good damage. So we're just gonna drop into the fight. I believe I lead off with my Flygon as he leads off with Superior, so he tried to get to the Beast-Turn kill. I go for the U-turn to see how much damage it did. So seeing that it's 50%, actually 49% damage, which is still close to 50. This is definitely not defensive. There was no way that is defensive at all, because if it was defensive, he would take even less. But we are running adamant max attack, so if he is, then that's pretty strong right there. But that's fine. So I'm gonna U-turn out and go out into my Empoleon. Empoleon is actually a pretty nice lead check against this thing, even if he has +2. I decided I'm gonna go for the Stealth Watch, which he actually synthesis, which is good for me because I don't have to worry about the thing setting up again, which means I'm guaranteed to live the next turn, and I can ward this thing out before he can do any damage. So already I got rocks on the side of the field as he goes out in the Dancy. I decided to stay into my Empoleon because I have no point of keeping Empoleon on my team, and it's pretty much already did his job. I got his rocks up, so it's gonna pressure variety. So I decided to go out the Flygon and click the U-turn because I knew he's gonna hard switch out into Skarmy, which is what I anticipated on. So I go for the U-turn onto this thing, and it reveals that he's not rocking him, which is nice, and I can go hard into Volcarona and actually do whatever I want. He's definitely gonna switch out. He's gonna take rocks damage on the Milwaukee, which takes like 30% damage. So this is good because I can probably try to guarantee kill with HP Rock. But unfortunately, he does live, so it kind of shown that he is some investment in Spadef or Bulky, I guess. I don't think he probably just invests a lot in the HP, not in speed, just to take hits. So he's gonna easily live this, and I'm gonna die to the Stone Edge, which sucks because I actually I could actually go for this entire team right here. Well, after that, but it's perfectly fine. So I go for the Fire Punch specifically just in case he goes out to Skarmy. Even if it's not gonna kill Skarmy, damage is damage, and it's still nice to get Skarmy pressured for the entirety of the game. I'm not worried about Milwaukee point. So I went for the Fire Punch just to make sure that he dies. Hopefully he did die. I'm playing the guy. So he's gonna easily defog as I'm gonna go hard into Scizor on this thing, which is perfectly fine right there. I knew this was gonna happen. Here I felt this was a huge misplay because he needed Skarmy. So I go for the knockoff as he revealed the Short Beak, and then he goes for the Brave Bird, which completely made this Skarmy guaranteed that it's gonna die the next turn. Cause yeah, it did like exactly 60% damage, so he's running offensive Skarmy with defog. But then it kind of reveals that it kind of hurts him because Skarmy was guaranteed it had a chance to live the next one without any item if he was bulky. And because of the fact that I am running max speed on this thing, which it doesn't look like he is running max speed since I outspeed this thing, because I'm pretty sure Skarmy is faster than this thing, it's going to allow me to kill him again with knockoff, which means I'm getting rid of a really good nuisance to Flygon already early on in the battle. So this is going to make it easier for Flygon and Scizor to go through his team. So I go out into my Mimikyu, just in case he wants to go to close combat or something. As he does go reveal, I don't know if it's HP Fire or HP Ice, but I'm pretty sure it was Fire just for the Scizor, so I'm glad I didn't like stay in with Scizor. So I decided to double out and go hard into my Venusaur as he goes for the Bullet Punch, which is perfectly fine. So it reveals that he's like running a physical variant with H hidden power just to deal with Scizors. He goes out to Kieran Black, which is perfectly fine right there. I'm gonna go for the Giga Drain as it's the only safe thing I can do. I'm gonna I believe I hard switch out into my Mimikyu because onto the Dragon Claw because I knew I could take an Ice Beam, but he goes for the Dragon Claw instead, which I wasn't expecting. So here I felt this sucks too because I missed the play rough. Because I knew for a fact that I had a chance to either kill or just get big damage on this thing. But because of the fact I'm going to miss the play rough, he's going to kill me with the Iron Hand, which is actually just looking pretty bad already. Most of my plan is starting to fall apart right off the get-go, but this is fine. I'm going to go out to Scizor as a revenge method, as he goes out to Lucario and hard switch into Bullet Punch and took 49%. This is good because he is Life Orb, so that just means that he's not going to last. This Lucario is not going to last, can't switch it on his Scizor anymore, which means he has not really any solid switch into Scizor a lot, or even Flygon at the least. So having him low is great because he has no way of stopping Scizor from spamming Bullet Punch. I'm going to go out to Fat Venusaur as he goes for the HP Fire or Ice, which is going to even lower his health. So I can go for the Synthesis to heal as he goes out into his Kill in Black. I was ready to sack my Kill in Black so I can get my Synth to come in and to kill. But it's probably fine because I do get the poison damage on this thing, which is nice. So I'm basically looking like I have a chance, but he goes for the Fusion Bolt, which is pretty odd. I don't know why he went for Fusion Bolt. There was nothing really that I could switch in. I have to stay in. As he reveals that he doesn't seem to have Ice Beam, he seems to be running a more offensive AV variant, as I knock off the AV just now from this turn. So because of the fact that he's not running Ice Beam, I have basically can just stay in. He's gonna try to flinch me with Iron Head, so he can try, but I'm gonna Synthesis because my best interest is get Venusaur as much health as possible, so I can easily take on the Superior and take on his Dancy more effectively. So he's gonna die to my poison damage, but Venusaur gets that kill, which is nice. Venusaur is gonna get all the kills. So he goes out to Dancy, which is honestly, there's nothing good. He had to hope he has some kind of move to kill it. But I'm gonna go for the Giga Drain because Dancy defense cuts after Mega Evolves and get another kill for Venusaur. He goes out to Superior, which I knew for a fact that I can take anything from this hit. If I Sludge Bomb in one turn, he's pretty much done. As you can see, it did absolutely nothing. So I'll go for the Sludge Bomb. But I do get the poison on this thing, which guarantees he's gonna die. And that's gonna be pretty much the game, because even if he does kill Venusaur, Flygon is going to, or its Incineroar is gonna easily revenge kill Lucario. Because as you saw, we did 39% damage on the switch on Lucario. Lucario has nothing he can do that can live a bullet punch. So he is gonna go for the close combat, which confirmed this game. He's definitely not gonna live. And I'm gonna get the final kill with Flygon. So a lot of kind of like mood turns where I wish it would have went better. I feel like I didn't really want Minikyu to die so quickly, but it's perfectly fine. I'm just happy we get a chance to use Flygon effectively. Scarf Flygon plus Better Syndrome pretty much won me this. So that's pretty much the game. Nothing really special happened. Pretty much we just prep for Rizzy team very well. And I believe the next person we go against is the Boston Blues. So this is another person we beat in last season. He's a good person. He's a good battler. And that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out Rizzy's perspective. Make sure you all check out everyone else's reviews.